Hi, and welcome everybody to another edition of the Winner Circle Sports Betting Podcast. It's Saturday and it's March the 25th, and we have two free picks in the Elite Eight for games being played on Sunday the 26th. And I'm joined by Mr. Jesse Shule of jesseshule.com. Jesse, how are you?
Well, Ross, I'm doing all right. Yesterday was a bit of a rough go, but since I saw you last, swept the board on Thursday, and I only had one play on Friday, and it was came up short in the final 11 seconds of the game.
Yeah, I saw that, but you turn it around today, you start making more money. You're on the leaderboards. I know when I looked at picks and parlays, you're in the top, I think, 5 since the 1st of January in terms of money earned. So, hey, you're allowed a losing day once in a while, Jesse. We forgive you for that. So in any event, I've gone 6-2 the last 2 days, folks, including 4-0 on my college basketball totals. And somebody joked that Kyle Hunter was the best college basketball totals player in the country.
I think Kyle's still having a pretty good year, though. I don't know if you've checked him out lately.
He's a great handicapper. There's no two ways about it. But my point was, I'm joking, and I think Kyle knows that. But if he did indeed see the video or hear what I had to say, but I have to blow my own horn. 46-25 since March 11th of last year with my college basketball totals, folks. That's good for 65%. And dime players who have bet every one of those 71 college basketball totals since over a year ago are now up $18,850. So making a killing with those college basketball totals. Also, basketball totals overall, NBA college basketball combines its last April, 62-42, good for 60% or so. Over that course of time. And college basketball 10-star top plays, 110-82 was my last 192. NBA 10-star top plays, 26-14, 65% with my last 40. You can find me at rbwins.com. You can find Jesse at jesseshule.com. Jesse, we were talking yesterday on the show with Doug Upstone, and we were talking about all the unders to start the tournament, 33-11 to the under in the first 44 games played in the tournament. However, I made the comment that I would be shocked. There was 15 games left going into the Sweet 16. And I said I would be shocked if at least 9 of those games go over the total, 9 or more. And right now, the Sweet 16, 6-2 to the over. So I'm looking pretty good right now with that prediction, but it's really swung. And again, you can't just do things from a no-brainer standpoint, Jesse. But when I see 33-11 ratio over to under, I'm always of the mindset that that's going to turn, whether it be because the odds makers make that adjustment and make the totals that much lower, or just the law of averages. I don't know how you think when it comes to that kind of stuff, or you just take it day by day.
I don't mind bucking a trend, Ross, but I think I'm the guy that I want to wait for the line makers to adjust, and I want to hit the lower numbers. I want to see those totals creep down and then go against the grain because the bookmakers have moved the number. If I'm not I don't like to make any bet unless I feel like I'm getting a very good number.
Yeah. And here's the thing. We both know, and anybody who's in this industry knows, especially from the sports book perspective, that public bettors like the guys who just bet casually, nonchalantly, or just once in a while, love to bet overs. And the NCAA tournament is the most heavily bet sporting event in the world, with the exception of possibly the World Cup. I take that back in soccer. But in terms of American professional sports or college sports, that's the most heavily bet, even more so than the Super Bowl. And the bottom line is that when you see 33-11 to start to the under, I think the betters were crushed early on and scared away from going the other way. So, sometimes you have to be have a little bit of psychoanalysis when you look at games in that respect. But everybody has a different philosophy, and like Jesse said, he takes it more or less day by day. I look at it from a different perspective, and you know what? That doesn't mean either one of us are wrong. And there's a good chance both of us are right the way we look at things. So, in any event, Jesse, 2 games in the Sweet 16 on Sunday. You're going to be looking at Texas and Miami. I'm going to be looking at Creighton and San Diego State. Let's see what you have to say, because right now Texas is a 4-point favorite in a total of 150. They looked awfully good yesterday, the Longhorns. And how about Miami turning in a tremendous performance yesterday? And what's your take?
Well, Ross, I've been all over Miami. I liked Miami yesterday. I did give out Miami on a few shows I was on. And I've been saying, they were the regular season champs in the ACC. They're not getting any respect. People have been betting against them. But the thing is, now they're playing Texas. And as much as I don't want to bet against Miami, they were getting 7.5 points against Houston. Now they're getting half as many against Texas.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure that Texas isn't the better team. In fact, I believe Texas is the better team, especially right now. I looked at the box score, and I see that Marcus Sasser shot 4 of 12 from the field and 2 of 8 from beyond the arc last night. And perhaps that groin injury was catching up to him, Houston's leading scorer. So maybe they didn't get the best version of Houston last night. And it looks like they're going to get the best version of Texas. Texas is on a roll. I mean, they ran through the Big 12 tournament, and then you got that Big 12 versus ACC. I mean, the Big 12, again, is supposed to be the best conference in the country, and I guess Texas has the opportunity to prove that here. So I'm going to have to lean towards Texas, because I just think, they look like they're on a roll right now. And as good as Miami has played, I think Texas might be better.
Yeah, this might be one where playing against the competition they did, meaning Texas in the Big 12, arguably the strongest conference in America this year. That's up for debate after we've seen what's going on in the NCAA tournament. Boy, the Big East has made a nice run in the NCAA tournament. But getting off track here, I think that will serve them well in a matchup against Miami. Yes, they did win the ACC regular season title. However, the ACC, I think we won't get any argument from anybody. The ACC was in a down year. So Jesse likes Texas, minus the 4 against Miami. Creighton is minus 1.5 against San Diego State. Boy, I can't tell you how impressed I am with this San Diego State team. I had them against Alabama yesterday, plus 7.5. They win the game outright. 3 tournament games this year, Jesse. This is a lockdown defensive team. The Aztecs in the 3 NCAA tournament wins have held opponents to 57.7 points per game, 32.2% shooting, and they're a plus 6 per game on the boards. So they're long, they're athletic, and they present a lot of problems for you on the defensive end. They're not great offensively, but like we always said, when it comes to tournament time, teams that are consistently good throughout the year defensively, that doesn't go away usually. I mean, there are some exceptions to the rule at tournament time. So, the last 7 Aztecs games, as a matter of fact, they've held opponents to 38.6% shooting or worse. This is nothing new for them. They've held foes to 55.7 points per game and 34.4% shooting over their last 7 games. So I mentioned the 3 games in the NCAA tournament. That's nothing but a carryover from how they finished the year in their regular season finale and through 3 Mountain West Conference tournament games. They're also going to be playing with big-time revenge. And I know people will say, well, they're non-conference opponents. Why is it big-time revenge, Ross? Well, because In last year's NCAA tournament, the Aztecs were knocked off as a 2-point favorite, 72-69. They were beaten by, yes, the Creighton Bluejays. So that's why it's big time revenge. This is a team on the cusp of making their first ever Final Four appearance. And they're also going to be playing with revenge against a team that knocked them out of the tournament last year. Look, Creighton shot 58% to win over Princeton yesterday, and they barely covered. They won by 11. They were laying 10 points. And Princeton is not going to present the defensive problems of San Diego State is. Princeton, look, they played very good, Princeton, in their first two NCAA tournament games. They really shut down Arizona and Missouri on the defensive end, but it caught up to them yesterday. And it was 58% is not more in line with what they've done all year. But by the same token, Princeton doesn't present the length and athleticism that Creighton will see with San Diego State today. This is also a San Diego State team that has gone 13-1 straight up this year versus teams that make 8 or more 3-point shots per game, and Creighton qualifies in that regard. I like the Aztecs. I like this team a lot right now. I like San Diego State here, plus the 1.5 against Creighton. What do you say, Jesse?
Well, Ross, at first glance, it looks like a very difficult game to pick a winner, but I agree with everything you had to say. And I think Creighton has at times been a little less consistent, probably not as strong down the stretch as this Aztecs team was. And I think I probably just trust San Diego State a little more to bring their A game. Creighton, they're pretty good when they're good, but I don't know if I trust them as much.
Yeah, relying on the 3-point shot. Their big man had a really good game yesterday, meaning Creighton's big man, but that was against Princeton. And he's going to have a much more difficult time against that front line of San Diego State. And not to beat a dead horse, just if you haven't seen San Diego State play, especially on the defensive end, they're just big, they're athletic, and they pressure the basketball, and they make it very difficult for you to get open looks. And they slow the tempo of the game down to their liking, and they're very successful in doing so. So, again, all right. So, Jesse likes Texas -4 over Miami. I like San Diego State plus 1.5 over Creighton, and that's for Elite 8 games on Sunday, March 26th. Jesse, tell the folks what you may have coming up and at jesseshul.com and how you've been doing of late.
Well, still hitting 60% for the year. Can't complain about that. As I said, I did a perfect 3-0 sweep on Thursday, but followed that up by going 0-1 yesterday. I got 3 more games tonight, so hoping for another sweep. And we're on a big hockey run. 8 of our last 9 hockey, and 26-5 in our last 31 hockey, I believe that is. 83% for the calendar year with hockey. Yeah.
26-5 with his last 31 in the NHL. Folks, a lot of you out there will say, yeah, but I don't watch hockey. Well, who cares? Do you want to make money? Are you a sports bettor? You obviously are if you're watching this. When you invest in the stock market, and even if you don't, people who invest in the stock market don't watch their stock constantly or for 3 straight hours to see how it's doing. They pick up the paper in the morning, they turn on their computer, and they see how their stocks are doing. Same concept. Jesse gives you an NHL winner, bet it, wake up in the morning and be gleeful before you even have a cup of coffee. So again, jesseshul.com is where you can find Jesse. You can find me at rbwins.com. I just told you 6-2 the last 2 days. and rolling right along with my college basketball totals. And I'll have 2 plays in the Elite Eight on Saturday, and I'll have both games in the Elite Eight on Sunday. And folks, the best part about my website is when you don't win, you don't make a profit, I will credit your account the exact amount of your purchase price, and you could use it any which way you like at any time. Want to thank everybody again. I did so yesterday. We surpassed 9,000 subscribers this week. Earlier this week, we were about 67 short, but we've had 125 new subscribers since Monday. So very, very happy with that. And we're very grateful. And for those of you commenting on the videos, keep them coming. Be respectful to each other. Be respectful to us. There's nothing wrong with having a difference of opinion. Okay. But as soon as you cross that line and start into the name calling and all that kind of stuff, trust me, folks, you'll be eliminated. And I don't want my subscribers to have to deal with that. Neither does Jesse, because you know what? Jesse's the strongest guy in the sports betting industry. I'll go out on a limb when I say that. His weightlifting prowess is second to none. And you don't.
I'd hate to have to eliminate anybody, Ross.
Yeah, well, I'm eliminating everybody. I'll do that for you. And you don't want to get him mad. Anyway. Until the next time, 4J. And folks, if you have not subscribed, take a second to do so. Costs you absolutely nothing. You're privy to some of the best handicappers in the world, not only myself and Jesse Shule, but Doug Upstone of DocSports.com, Sean Higgs of PicksandParleys.net, and Joey D'Amico from SportsMemo.com. So until the next time, for Jesse Shule and Ross Benjamin, we'd like to wish each and every one of you all the very best. Take care and God bless, folks.